Hi, this is Harris Reynolds. Welcome to our video series on Git, and this is the core main video on how to use Git. I think Git is really simple once you understand just a few basic commands, but if you don't learn these commands, it can seem like voodoo, so I just want to help you learn them really, really well. This is the test repo that we created in our first video. I'm going to open up my terminal. You need to get super comfortable opening up your terminal, whether you're on Mac or Windows. On Windows, you can just use the terminal or iTerm. I'm going to say cd into the dev directory, and then I'm going to say cd into test repo. This is where our Git repository is stored on our local box, and this is where it's stored up on GitHub. So I'm just going to start running a few Git commands. Clear is just a Unix command, and now I'm just going to say git status, and there's nothing, no changes on this branch. And then I'm also going to say git branch, and that just shows you your local branches. Right now, the only local branch that we have here on our local repository is main, and the same thing up on our server, which is GitHub in this case. We only have the main branch. So I'm going to come over here, and the first command I'm going to run is git branch development. Okay, a lot of times you have a main branch, which is your production version of your code, and then you create a development branch, and that's where you do all of your development on. So when I say git branch, we now have a development branch that has the exact same code that was in the branch that we were on when we created the branch, which was main. And if I just say git branch, now we'll see two branches, main and development. And the little asterisk is the branch that you're actually in. So I'm going to say git checkout. This is our next command, next important command, and just say development. And now if I say git branch again, now it has the asterisk by development because that's the branch that we're on. If I say git status, there's really no changes. And so now I want to actually create a change in this development branch. So I'm going to open up WebStorm here. I'm going to just open this directory. Click open, dev, test repo. And the only thing that's in here is this README file. I'm going to create a new HTML file. I'm just going to name it index. And I'm going to click cancel here. I don't want to add this file to Git inside of WebStorm. I want to do it from the command line so that you can easily see how to do it. But I'm just going to come in here and say H1, welcome to this Git video. Okay, and there's not much here, but right now we're not coding, we're trying to learn how to use Git. So in my IDE WebStorm, it shows up as red, and that's because Git doesn't know about this. So if I come over here and say git status, now it says, hey, look, we've got a index.html file, and then also we have these directories that are, or this directory that is from our IDE, and we really don't want those files to go up into Git. So I'm going to say, I'm going to come up here and just create a file, and I'm going to name it git ignore. And this is going to be files that we can tell Git to ignore. Like, we don't want these to be under source control. And so we don't want this directory to be under source control. So now if I come back over here and say git status, we don't see this idea file. We do see this git ignore file. So now any files that are under this directory, they will not be pushed up to Git. And that's good because we don't want our personal files to be part of this whole project. So now if I say git add and then put the dot, that will add all the files that have been staged or that are inside of here that Git can see to track. And so I say git add dot. Now if I say git status again, you'll see that these are green, but they still haven't been committed. these are changes to be committed. So if I say git commit, and then we always need to pass a message to our commit, and it should kind of be relevant to what you're doing. Add index HTML file and git ignore. So now we've committed these files, but if we come over here and I refresh this, we still don't see any branch and we still don't see any extra files here. So I'm going to say git push, and then now it says, hey, there's no branch on the server that's named development. If you want to push this local branch on your computer to the server, run this command. So I'm just going to copy that to my clipboard, say Command V, and I'm going to run that command, and then wow, now we have a new branch that has been pushed up to GitHub. And so on our main branch, we don't see index.html, but if I change branches, say view all branches, and then I click this development branch, now we'll see this git ignore file and this index.html file. Okay, so again, I'm going to switch back to main. Okay, yeah, now we don't have this index file, so it's kind of flipping out a little bit. But if we're on the main branch, you will not see those changes. But if you go to the development branch, you will see these extra files. So what did we learn in this video? We learned how to create new branches by saying git branch, and then blah, you can create branches named whatever. And then when you create that new branch, then you change to that branch just by saying git checkout. Okay, in our next video, I'm going to show you how to merge branches and really start to use the power of Git to collaborate on code. But for now, you've learned how to just create a branch, and you learned how to check out that branch, and then you've learned how to push that local branch up to your server, which in our case is GitHub. Thanks so much for watching, and our next video, we'll learn how to merge branches. See ya.